In the days when Saul was king of Israel, the people lived in fear, for though they had a king, they had turned their hearts from God. And on the borders of Judah, a new enemy arose, the Philistines, mighty warriors armed with bronze and iron, fierce in battle and confident in their gods. But from the hills of Bethlehem, God was preparing a shepherd boy, a boy whose faith would shake a nation. This is the story of David and Goliath. David, the youngest son of Jesse of Bethlehem, a simple shepherd, tending his father's sheep. While his older brothers fought in Saul's army, David spent his days alone in the fields, with only his harp, his sling, and his faith in the Lord. But David was not ordinary. When lions and bears came to take his flock, he did not run. With courage born of faith, he fought them with his bare hands and his sling, trusting not in strength, but in the power of the living God. One day God spoke to the prophet Samuel, "How long will you mourn for Saul? I have chosen another to be king, a man after my own heart." So Samuel journeyed to Bethlehem, to the house of Jesse. Jesse brought out his sons, tall, strong, soldiers. But the Lord said to Samuel, "Do not look at his appearance or height, for the Lord does not see as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart." And when David entered ruddy and bright-eyed, God said, "Arise, anoint him, for this is the one." From that day, the Spirit of the Lord came upon David and never left him. Some time later, Israel stood in battle formation against the Philistines. They faced each other across a great valley, the valley of Elah. And out from the Philistine camp came a champion named Goliath of Gath, 9 feet tall, clothed in bronze armor that gleamed like fire, a spear shaft like a weaver's beam, and a voice that thundered across the valley.
"Why have you come out to line up for battle? Am I not a Philistine, and you the servants of Saul? Choose a man, and let him come down to me. If he kills me, we will serve you. But if I prevail, you shall serve us."
For 40 days, morning and evening, Goliath came forward, taunting Israel, mocking their God, and no man dared to face him. Meanwhile, back in Bethlehem, Jesse sent David to bring food to his brothers at the front lines. When David arrived, he saw the army trembling and Goliath shouting across the valley.
"Who is this uncircumcised Philistine, that he should defy the armies of the living God?"
His oldest brother Eliab rebuked him, saying, "Why have you come down here? You're just a boy. Go back to your sheep." But David answered,
"Is this not a cause to you?"
And word of his courage reached King Saul. David was brought before the king. He was small, without armor, yet his eyes held confidence.
"Let no man's heart fail because of him. Your servant will go and fight."
"You are but a youth, and he, a man of war
The
from
Lord
his
who
youth."
delivered me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will deliver me from the hand of this Philistine.
Go, and the Lord be with you."
Saul tried to clothe David in his own armor, but it was too heavy. So David took them off and chose instead 5 smooth stones from the brook and his sling. The armies gathered, the Philistines roared. And David, a shepherd with no sword, stepped forward to face the giant.
"Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks? Come here, boy, and I'll feed your flesh to the birds."
You come to me with a sword, with a spear, and with a javelin. But I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hand, and all the earth shall know that there is a God in Israel."
Then David ran toward the giant. He reached into his bag, took a stone, and slung it with all his might. The stone struck Goliath in the forehead, and the giant fell, face down to the ground. With no sword in his hand, David ran and took Goliath's own sword and struck him down. And when the Philistines saw that their champion was dead, they fled. Israel pursued them as far as Ekron. The valley that once echoed with fear now rang with songs. David carried the head of Goliath to Jerusalem, and Saul marveled.
"Whose son is this youth?"
And David replied,
"I am the son of your servant Jesse of Bethlehem."
From that day forward, David became a hero of Israel, but he never forgot who gave him victory. The story of David and Goliath is not just about a boy defeating a giant. It is about faith. Faith that God can use the smallest, the least expected to bring about his purpose. When we face our giants, fear, doubt, temptation, despair, we must remember David's words, "The battle is the Lord's." And when we trust in him, even the mightiest enemies can fall.